Welcome back to Movie Rewind. Today I will tell you about a drama, mystery, sci-fi movie from 2011 titled 15 Million Merits. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. In the distant future, poor people reside in housing complexes where they are required to ride stationary bikes in order to earn merits, which they use to pay for the majority of their daily activities. Food is an expense, but so is the tiny amount of toothpaste they use each morning. The screens in their cramped rooms, which are square in shape, play adult advertisements even when you're in the bathroom. These screens can be used to watch shows and play games that cost money, but it is also advantageous to skip those costs. In the system, each user has an avatar, and it costs money to purchase clothes and other enhancements for it. Unless they spend a significant amount of merits on a golden ticket to compete on the talent show Hot Shot, which might help them live a better life, the cycling facility is their only place of escape. Bing Madsen, who has amassed over 15 million merits, is one of these cyclists. He doesn't spend much money and prefers to keep his avatar simple, but he does avoid all advertisements whenever they appear and spends his evenings playing video games. Bing prefers to bike while listening to music or viewing scenery because he doesn't care for talent shows or pointless comedies. He always maintains a relaxed attitude. This is in stark contrast to Dustin, the cyclist sitting next to him, who is unkind and annoying. He makes fun of those who have health issues because of the bike, watches adult movies in the biking room in front of everyone, and makes loud, inappropriate jokes about his own stupid humor shows. Even though Bing despises him, he does not tell him to stop. Swift, a young woman who practices violin while riding a bike and has feelings for Bing, is another one of his co-workers. One day at lunch, Swift tries to strike up a conversation with Bing after teaching him how to get apples out of the machine whenever they get stuck, but he simply thanks her and heads to his table. Later on that day, Bing is attempting to play a video game when a new advertisement pops up. He gets tired of this and closes his eyes to take a break from the screens, but this only makes the system turn all the screens red and start blaring an alert for him to start watching again. Bing gives up, opens his eyes, and decides to spend the evening watching an adult film because he still has merits left over. The following morning in the elevator, he discovers a new employee named Abby Khan, a stunning young woman. Because he couldn't take it any longer, one of the bikers who was on his station is no longer there, and Dustin makes fun of him for turning into a cleaner. Later, in the restroom, Bing recognizes Abby's lovely singing voice coming from one of the stalls. Bing attempts to talk to her as he has begun to develop feelings for her, but he is at a loss for words. They can't really do much more than just go back to work as his awkward attempt at conversation is cut short by yet another ad appearing on the screen in front of him. Swift becomes envious when Bing keeps glancing at Abby while she rides the bike that was freed by the man who became a cleaner. Abby makes an origami penguin out of the paper bag the apple comes in during lunch, but the cleaner takes it away from her when she tries to decorate her bike with it. When Bing goes to bed later that night, he can't stop thinking about Abby and keeps singing the song he overheard her singing in the bathroom because he had noticed her casting a glance back at him. He has an idea when he notices the Hot Shot advertisements on the screens. The following day, Bing uses Abby's apple getting stuck in the machine to start a proper conversation by showing her how to remove it. Abby recently turned 21, the age at which individuals are admitted to the biking system. She intended to visit the same facility as her sister, but it is already full, so she is currently stuck here. Bing makes the same joke about healthy food that Swift had tried with him and explains how unhealthy food is more affordable but must be burned later, which leads to a vicious cycle where you want even more sugar. He also comments that she has a beautiful voice after hearing her sing, but Abby plays it down, saying it's just a song her family has been teaching her for years. Bing says she should go to Hot Shot and that if she doesn't have the 12 million merits, he'll give them to her because he thinks she has the talent to succeed big. He almost never uses the money his brother left him after he passed away last year because he doesn't need any new silly apps nor clothes for his avatar. All of it is artificial, and he wants something genuine, fresh, and different from the mundane routine. Abby agrees to go so long as Bing keeps her company. Bing learns later, once he's back in his room, that the ticket actually costs 15 million merits, not 12, and that he would then only have 9,000 merits remaining. He makes the decision to go ahead with it anyhow, and when Abby sees the gift, she responds by having her avatar blow him a kiss. The following morning, Bing and Abby ride the elevator to the floor where the show is filmed. Bing receives an origami penguin from Abby, who points out that it can be tucked away in his waistband because it folds flat. Bing notices how anxious she is and comforts her by taking her hand. Abby introduces Bing as her friends and family allocation when they arrive at the studio, for which he receives a temporary tattoo on his hand allowing him to enter as well. Then they proceed to the waiting area, where there are numerous participants waiting for their turn. Some of them just arrived today, while others have been there for a full week. Abby doesn't have to wait long though, as she is selected to go next due to her attractiveness. As a result, another singer, Glee, complains about the disregard for the order of arrival, but the bouncer points out that he is merely carrying out orders from the higher-ups. Abby is brought in for a screen test, which consists solely of having her declare in front of the camera that her goal is to become a well-known singer, after which she is immediately led backstage. Abby tries to decline a carton of cup-liants given to her by a stagehand, but she is informed that it is required in order to calm contestants' nerves and prevent them from throwing up. Even though Abby feels a little cloudy after drinking it, she still goes on stage to perform. Hope, Charity, and Wraith, 3 judges, are standing by to hear her audition. She is urged to continue singing by Hope, but Wraith keeps requesting that she remove her clothes. Swift continues to be envious of Abby even after she ignores her, and Abby sings "Anyone Who Knows What Love Is Will Understand" by Irma Thomas. Although Wraith appears to be bored the entire time, Hope and Charity both enjoy her performance. While this is the best singing they've had this season, Hope cuts her song short and informs her that her voice is just good, not great. She is absolutely stunning though and would be perfect for Wraith's adult channel. The 3 judges start pressuring her into taking on a role in adult movies, telling her that this is the only way to be successful and give up her life as a biker. After all, there are already too many singers on the market, and she is being given a chance that many would kill for. When Abby, still suffering from the effects of the brain fog and feeling overwhelmed by the audience chanting "Do it" at her, accepts the deal, Bing, who is backstage, sees everything that is happening and tries to save her. However, security removes him just in time. But her tone when she says "I suppose" makes it clear that she is not at all pleased with it. In fact, she starts crying. Back in her room, even Swift is also disappointed with the outcome. Bing returns to his regular life a few days later and is still upset about what happened. When Dustin switches on the adult channel and Bing has to listen to Abby give interviews while sounding soulless, he hides the penguin Abby gave him and her empty carton of cup-liants under his mattress and goes about his daily activities in a foul mood. He must return to eating junk food because of the money he spent on the ticket. Later that night, while he's playing video games, the advertisements return and display Abby's debut adult movie. Bing covers his eyes because he doesn't have enough money to skip it, but the alarm is so loud and high-pitched that he can't stand it for more than a few seconds. He tries to open the door after he has opened his eyes once more, but portals are turned off during commercials. Bing loses control when he sees the heartless image of Abby on the screens and starts screaming, hitting, and slamming the screens until one of them breaks. Bing makes a test cut on his tattoo after spotting a glass shard on the floor, which gives him an idea for a new strategy. From that point on, Bing begins living frugally and focuses on saving money. He is the first person to arrive at the bikes in the morning, uses the tiniest drop of toothpaste, and no longer buys food. Instead, he takes leftovers from the tables and apples that are stuck in the machines. Rather than playing video games in the evenings, he practices a dance routine before eventually passing out on the bed. Bing finally succeeds in recovering 15 million merits, and he quickly spends them on a ticket to Hot Shot. Bing carries the glass shard to the performance by concealing it in his clothing, and because it is made of glass, the metal detector misses it. Though he's the first to enter, the room quickly fills up, and even Glee returns. He is only quickly selected because the bouncer is instructed to retrieve a minority contestant. During the screen test, Bing simply identifies himself as an entertainer. When given cup-liants, he tells the stagehand that he has already consumed his and displays Abby's empty carton that he also smuggled in under his clothes. The judges don't say much once Bing enters the stage and quickly give him the go-ahead to perform, so Bing starts dancing. But after a short while, he takes out the piece of glass and presses it up against his neck, threatening to use it on himself if anyone approaches. Wraith claims that he doesn't care if Bing harms himself, but Hope orders the security to back off while Charity encourages Bing to speak. Bing starts ranting about the system they live in, pointing out how they treat people like farm animals and how everyone is insane with desperation. He also calls out the judges for making matters worse. The public is stunned to silence by the time he is finished. But when Hope declares that this is the most heartfelt performance they've ever been given, they start cheering and screaming. Hope makes the impression that he has understood what Bing is trying to say and that he enjoys his stuff before inviting him to continue broadcasting on his channel for 30 minutes twice a week. Similar to what happened with Abby, everyone in the audience except Swift starts chanting "Do it" when Charity says she'd happily watch such passion and Wraith calls the shard of glass a neat gimmick. The pressure is too great and Bing caves in and accepts the deal. A few days later, Glee makes an appearance on Hot Shot and is dismissed because she is an awful singer. The new program on television, however, is Bing ranting about the system while clutching a shard to his neck and displaying rage in his eyes. That is, until the show is over and he asks everyone to tune in again the following week for another speech, at which point his face assumes a normal expression. Bing now resides in a plush apartment with plenty of fresh orange juice, a realistic penguin figurine, and a view of the forest rather than constant advertisements. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video, and subscribe to see more.